guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a collaboration with my friend Felicia. We met on Instagram and we're both into makeup. She has also her own makeup and style account. I will link all of that down below. But basically we decided to do a collaboration video on like a fall / back to school look. The products I'm using today are geared more towards like dry / normal skin, and then if you head on over to her channel, her look is gonna have products for oily or combination skin. I'm pretty excited. This is my first collaboration, so definitely go check out her video and her channel. And now let's jump right into this look. So if you have dry skin, the first thing you're gonna want to do is moisturize. You can either use a moisturizing primer or just your regular face lotion. I'm using the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer. You want to apply it first so that way while you're doing your eyes and your eyebrows, it has time to really soak into the skin before you go in with foundation on top. For brows, I restocked on my Holy Grail NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I love this pencil because it's so much faster to use than creams or powders, and it's super precise, so it makes it a lot easier to create a more natural looking brow. Next, I just take some concealer on the back of my hand and a little angled brush, and I go in and I clean up the brow a little bit. Some people also go on the top with the concealer, but I feel like that looks a lot less natural, so I usually don't do that. Next, I just take some brow gel. I like it a little more flared out, like in the center, in the inner part. Okay, then I take whatever concealer is left on my hand, and I just use that as my eyeshadow primer. For my eyes, I'm going to be using the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette, but first, I'm going to take some tape, and I'm going to apply it on the outer corners of my eyes. So the first thing I always do with every eye look is I take the lightest shade and I use that all over the lid to set whatever primer or concealer I'm wearing. Next, I'm going to take this neutral light brown and I'm going to work that into the outer corner and the crease. Next, I'll be taking this mustard brown shade and also building that up in the outer corner near the tape. Then I'm going to take this darker burnt brown shade and do the same thing. But with this darker brown shade, I am going to try to stay closer to the lash line and not go above the crease. Now that that's done, I'm going to take an angled brush. This one's a little bit thicker. This is a Mica Beauty brush. And I'm going to take this black shade and I'm really going to concentrate the black just right along the lash line as if I'm doing a wing liner or something like that. And I'm slightly going to smoke it upward, but not much. Lastly, I'm going to go back into that light shade that we used in the beginning, and I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to apply that right on the inner corner just to lighten that back up. Now we can go ahead and take off the tape, and it is going to look kind of harsh, but once we apply the foundation and concealer and stuff, it's going to be more blended out. I'm going to finish up the eyes a little bit later, so let's continue on the face. I'm going to take this No Problem primer and just apply it into the areas where I have pores or anywhere that you have like fine lines. For foundation, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. I love this foundation. I recently restocked on this as well. I find it to be really great for dry skin. You do still have to set it with powder for sure. It's just like way too dewy and greasy if you don't. But I like that it has a lot of coverage and it still looks really, really nice on the skin. Before I do concealer, I'm actually going to go in with a cream contour. This is the NYX Wonder Stick. And I feel like cream contour is a good option for dry skin because you're minimizing the amount of powder products you're putting on top of your skin. And powder is the thing that usually clings to dry patches and stuff like that. So the more cream products you can use, the more dewy your skin is going to look. And I honestly haven't been using contour powder in a while. I'm mostly using a cream and then I go in on top with a bronzer. So I usually draw on the cream contour in all of the contour areas. And then I take a stippling brush. I find that this works better than a sponge on blending out cream contour. And I just kind of lightly blend upward in circular motions. You definitely want to do any of the creams you're using before you put any powder on your face though. That's why I'm doing this before my concealer, because I usually set my concealer right away with powder and the cream contour wouldn't mix well with that. So if you're a little intimidated by contour powders, I would try out a cream. Now as you can see, there's a little bit more dimension in my face and it created some shadows. Once I set it with powder, I'll put on a little bit of bronzer on top just to warm up the skin. For concealer, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is another great product for dry skin. It's very moisturizing, but it has great coverage, but it doesn't look cakey. It's just a really great drugstore concealer option. You guys already know I like my NYX Gotcha Covered concealer, but like I said before, I want to mix up the products I'm using in my videos. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use my usual Coty Airspun powder. This is my favorite holy grail powder. And for dry skin, you do kind of want to minimize the amount of powder products you're using, but I find that this one works really well and it's not too drying. And like I said before, even if you have dry skin, this foundation does need to be set. Before I finish up the face, I'm going to go back into that eyeshadow palette and I'm going to take that warm brown shade right along the lower lash line. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Milani bronzer in Dolce. And then I usually like to go in with highlighter before blush, that way the blush can blend it all together. And I'm not going to pretend that there's a better affordable highlighter. It's the Flower Beauty Strobing palette. I'm just going to mix the pink and the white. And I'm using the new e.l.f. highlighting brush, which I'm not sure yet if I like or not. I really love applying my highlight with this Luxie 660 brush lately, but I thought I'd try something new. For blush, I'm going to use the shade Apricot in the Middle from Wet n Wild. I used to use this blush all the time. Now to settle all that powder and get some moisture back into your skin, I'm going to use some setting spray. This is a pretty important part for all skin types, but especially for dry skin. I'm going to use the ColourPop Aquamarine setting spray. This is specifically for dry skin. And once my face is drenched, I will take a sponge and kind of push the product down. I also forgot to add a little bit of an inner corner highlight. Then I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some Lash Paradise mascara. So the final step to finish off the look is the lips. I do have 3 lip options for you guys because I'm extra and indecisive. I have 2 more like fun fall colors and then 1 neutral nude. This first shade is Siren from Revlon. I just love the color. It totally reminds me of fall. It's not like super red, but it's more of like a corally orange. It's not completely matte and it does transfer because it is just a regular lipstick, but I really like this color. Next up I have the L'Oreal Pro Matte Gloss in Rogue Envy. This isn't the new Pro Mattes that are actually a matte liquid lipstick. This was like their first batch of matte lipsticks that are kind of more satin, but I think this color is so pretty, especially with like this yellow sweater. So the Pro Matte Gloss doesn't dry down fully like a matte, so it's not transfer proof, but it is very comfortable on the lips. For my last lip color, I definitely wanted to do more of a neutral just because that's what I wear a majority of the time, and I know most people kind of tend to lean towards a neutral nude kind of color. This is a ColourPop Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Times Square. I think I actually got this color last year in the fall and I remember wearing it the whole season because I was so obsessed with it, and I'll probably end up doing the same this year. Okay guys, that's it for this look. I know it's not a super simple look for like back to school. Most high schoolers probably won't be wearing this, although in this day and age you never know. But I do already have a couple really simple looks on my channel if you go back. And I can always do a more simple like 10-minute back to school look if you guys really want me to. I'm also pretty sure I've done this eye look before on my channel, but this is what I came up with. Give it a thumbs up if you guys liked it. And of course, don't forget to go check out Felicia's video on her channel. I will link it down in the description box. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!